BlackBerry has closed the $1 billion sale of convertible notes that it hopes will fund a turnaround. But now Chairman and Interim CEO John Chen has some serious questions to answer. For one, should BlackBerry continue to make smartphones? Gerald Granovsky is here from Moody's to discuss the outlook for BlackBerry. Now, Jerry, you don't cover BlackBerry, but you follow the industry and many of its peers, correct?
That is correct.
So what do you think, if we imagine BlackBerry without the BlackBerries, what are the opportunities?
I think it's opportunities and challenges too. When we look at the company, and as you said, we don't rate the company, but we have been following it. We follow the supply chain, we follow the industry. The difficulties for BlackBerry without the handsets are going to be, how does it position itself in the mobile enterprise device management segments, where it is still has a very favorable position, but that overall market is highly fragmented with a lot of companies trying to go into the opening that BlackBerry has basically opened up for a lot of competitors in that segment.
And this has been a market that BlackBerry has operated in for a long time, right? I mean, it provided the smartphones at companies, but it also managed services and managed devices, and now this is kind of more complicated with bringing your own device plans and things like that.
That is exactly correct. It was a much simpler world for BlackBerry going back to its foundation, because when you look at the core business, which is providing email, connectivity, mobility management, calendaring functions, and contacts, no other companies were providing it, and IT managers were very happy with the service it was providing. It was a secure platform, and BlackBerry was the only game in town. What happened with bring your own devices, when Apple brought its phones and people started using them, they saw the vast difference between what they could do on an iPhone versus what they could do on a BlackBerry, and there was just an increasing push to bring your own devices into the enterprise. And that's what opened up the opportunity for the other makers, and that's frankly where BlackBerry stumbled over the last couple of years.
Okay, can you talk about some of the competitors in the enterprise services market and some of the services that they're providing?
Sure, and when we're looking at the segment, it's really two segments. One, it's on the device side. So the device OEMs or the manufacturers it's the obvious, it's Apple's. It's all the manufacturers who supply phones under the Google the Android operating platform. It's Microsoft, Windows phones. Nokia is the primary supplier for that. And then on the back end side, the companies who are vying for the mobile device management business. It's the newer companies like AirWatch, Citrix, Mobile Iron, Good Technology. SAP is actually in it as well. So it's really going back to the wild, wild west days of trying to get a toehold in the industry and capture the market that BlackBerry seems to be losing.
Now, can you talk about how the evolution of Microsoft Exchange affected this ecosystem?
Sure, and when you look at going back again in the history, when Microsoft Exchange Server, and that's really the primary email mechanism for most enterprises and large organizations, it was initially designed without really a thought about mobility. So it was your desktop email, you logged into your computer, and that's how you got email. And BlackBerry's secret sauce was having a parallel network where they would get that email from Microsoft Exchange, secure it, run it on its own network through its own servers, and deliver it securely to its own device. So that gave the IT managers a lot of comfort that that system was not going to be infiltrated. As you had subsequent iterations of Microsoft Exchange Server architecture and updates, they actually put a lot more security into Microsoft Exchange itself. That enabled other parties to come in and say, well, since the Exchange server is already secure, you really don't need as much capability from what BlackBerry is giving you. So you can be almost as secure on an Android and on an iOS phone.
Okay, well, thanks, Jerry. So there's a lot for BlackBerry and its new management and its new investors to think about.